Welcome everybody to this Viewpoints of IX Monstrum Nox. I'm here with Alex O'Neill to
Hi,
talk about some.
Scott.
Yeah, what's up, Alex? How's it going, dude?
Sorry, I just like rolled right over here.
Oh, no worries.
uh,
But yes, we are here
we're
to talk
here.
about some East.
Yes, a franchise you and I. What is going on? What is happening? What is this game?
Yeah, it's
What is? Whoa! Jesus Christ!
yeah, it's this is kind of a instead of a wide open world, you have traversal mechanics and being
Yeah,
able
this is
to explore
crazy.
things. Um and let's see. So most of the game takes place in the city of Balduke and its outlying areas. These are kind of your more traditional, wide open plains and fields. But a
Sure,
lot
sure.
of the game takes place in Balduke, the city, where you just sail through the skies with the different powers and take on quests and
That's awesome.
roll around. Yeah.
That's such a different. So I'm here. Hello, because I've played Ease. I don't think anyone else besides us has really put any time into the series.
I feel like Jarrett probably has played or tried it, but he just hasn't told us about it.
Yeah, you're right. That's always Jarrett's always the wild card. I'm very new. I've only played East 8, which I liked a lot. So this is 9, right?
Yes.
And is this like the first like real like PS3, PS4 style one? Because wasn't 8 also a handheld game at some point?
Well, East 8 also came out on Vita and
Yeah.
Switch, but it wasn't it was East 8 is very much in the same style, or East 9 is very much in the same style of, at least in terms of how it feels and plays, as East 8.
Yeah, except for all this traversal stuff,
Yes.
which is crazy.
Um,
Oh, whoa, you have a big party too.
yeah, you have there is
Whoa.
six characters that you can swap in and out. Each of them
Oh, man.
are monstrums, and basically as they join your party, they'll unlock new traversal mechanics that further unlock parts of the city.
Can you pull up the menu real quick, the character menu again?
Sure.
Let's just take a hard appreciation for our emo Adol. He's got like big Sasuke energy right now.
Yeah. The story is actually pretty interesting, and so I won't go too deeply into stuff, but in essence, there's this creepy phenomenon that happens called the Grimwald Nox, which teleports Adol and the rest of his party to this shadow world, basically.
Cool.
And they have to fight enemies in order to basically quell it for the time being. And how the game, how progression pretty much works here is you are locked to the central area, the main area, and then as you complete these various Grimwald Noxes, they'll unlock barriers. So it's like this curse that keeps the party members in the city of Balduke.
Always something, right?
Yeah, where there's this giant prison that's quite mysterious, and things are afoot with it.
Man, just having this much. This is like the jump from Dark Souls to Sekiro.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, oh, suddenly you can get on top of stuff and get around in a whole new way. It just makes the level design so much more vertical.
Oh yeah.
So it's all these traversal abilities. It's really cool.
So these are the Lumieres, little enemies and stuff, that pop up around the areas, and that you also fight. There's all sorts of different varieties of them. And up in the upper left-hand corner, you'll notice by the little red moon, you'll see a Nox gauge. And basically, you can unlock additional areas by collecting 100 of them. It basically opens a portal, which will take you to like a mini fight, which will allow you to break a barrier and go to different places.
Sure, but we're pretty in the weeds right now. So, like, step back. What are is this one of your late game save files, or is
Yes,
this more?
is pretty much before I go to the final dungeon.
Sure.
So I have like a bunch of skills unlocked. I have all the characters, so I can traverse. I can do all sorts of stuff. So this is kind of this mode right now is given by the Monstrum doll, who lets me see things. So like treasure chests through walls, enemies through walls, all sorts of things. Really helps
for
with
collecting.
Yeah, really helpful for collecting. There is like your standard for if you've played Ys 8, you'll feel very comfortable here. There's kind of a similar crafting system to make new tiered weapons. There's accessories. You can Sacramentals are basically like relics that give you additional bonuses that you can craft if you find the recipes for. You also get you can like get items that will change the color of all your characters.
That's cool.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they had that kind of stuff in Ys 8 as well. If you like craft it, got rare materials, you craft like alternate costumes for characters,
right?
Which is cool. It's a cool way to have that. So, are you like from beginning to end? Are you more doing like early on? Are you still in the city doing these like little warp gates, or are you going out and exploring more?
You don't really start exploring until like the outlying areas. I would say maybe halfway through the game you'll unlock the ability to do the wide open zones. Before that, like Bilduk, you're constantly like every chapter you'll unlock a new big section of Balduk. And from there'll be an additional smaller zone you can do if you do enough side quests, which will net you additional items. And then around the halfway mark, I would say, you unlock your first like wide open, more traditional east zone. Kind of like what I'm in right now.
This is more what I was expecting.
Yeah, this is much more your traditional east zone.
That's crazy. That's such a change for the series.
Yeah.
Well, at least from what I played.
But like there's tons of monsters still roaming around. This is where you'll get your roaming around monsters instead of the Lumiere's kind of Nox battles.
The little warp gate type things.
Right. You get like each zone has their own amounts of treasure, and you can. And what's really nice is on your mini map, it will keep track of like if you've gone over the area, it will show you where the treasure chests are that you still need. For like completion's sake. So I want to get this treasure chest. So it will point on my mini map where it's at, and I can.
Yeah, it's like a little cave that goes around the back that you'll probably have to go through.
Exactly. So yeah, you can do that.
That's cool. That's very comparatively user friendly.
Yeah. And you can pretty much fast travel to landmarks you find or these little points you encounter on the open map. You just run over them. They're also heal points.
Oh, nice. So I'm still pretty new to the whole Ys thing. So I'm, I've not been through like a sequel of these, and there's been many of them. So I don't know how big a jump it usually is. Does this feel like a big jump?
I would say I don't know if I would call it a jump per se. It's just handled rather differently. Like the exploration of a single large city is a good bit different from pretty much any other Ys game. Like you had the Castaway Village in 8 and stuff, but
but that's so small.
It was still very much a okay. Well, I'm just going to hang out in my little village, the Castaway Village, for a while, but then most of your time spent exploring the wilderness of the islands. So this
and that works. Like you're kind of out. You have a loop right? It's very loop based. You go out, get a certain amount of treasures or defeat a certain amount of enemies, and that's kind of like most of what the missions are. And then you'll have like a little tower defense thing that Ys 8 had, and or like what I really liked was like switching to Dana and kind of like getting her story as it undeveloped and everything, and that had its own kind of big ancient city that you were exploring and figuring out what was going on.
But yeah, so I would say Balduke and Monstrum Nox really expands on that whole city exploration aspect, hiding tons of trinkets and side things around for you to find. What's really...
Are there sewers in the city?
There's like a sewer dungeon. It's called, funny enough, and I posted this in our Discord Slack, it's called Cloaca Maxima.
Oh, this was the cloaca thing.
Yeah, which, if you're not familiar, cloaca, or the cloaca, is an actual term that is like the area in some invertebrate creatures where they're like feces and urine comes from. So it's like a lizard butthole maximum. So it's like maximum asshole.
Is it hard?
No. It's one of the earlier one of the kind of earlier dungeons, so it wasn't too bad. Like, none of the dungeons I would say are especially difficult. They definitely pepper treasure chests and things for you to find, so there is some kind of tricky hidden things to find in them, but overall they're fairly straightforward to navigate. Like, none of them are challenging. Like, you never have to like rack your brain as like, oh, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, and I never finished Ys 8, but it definitely has some difficulty spikes in it.
Yeah, like the bosses can be really challenging, and I played through on hard. Like, I am playing through on hard, but I also found a place where I could easily grind. So look forward to that trick video or tip video. But so this is your little base. Basically, the idea, the game starts up with Adel being thrown in prison for kind of the crimes and stuff he's done against the Roman Empire. Basically, the entire series. They're like, nah, we don't like you, dude, so we're gonna throw you in jail. And Adel breaks out at the beginning, and then he gets shoots by this like witchy-like character. She's the main one on the title screen. Her name's Aprilis. Turns him into what is called a monstrum, which is these creatures kind of that fight in the Grimwald Nox that have these abilities, and Adel becomes the Crimson King. Well, he meets back up with his friend Dogi, and in order to kind of lay low, they start a giant bar, kind of that serves as your home base, your base of operations, and that's where I'm right now. It's called Dandelion, run by a flamboyant bartender named Shantae.
Oh.
So, nice homey atmosphere. But you got Dogi, you have some of the other all the other Monstroms kind of lounge here. You have side characters. You have people you can buy equipment from. That's Shantae right there, with the red hair.
Cool. I like his hair, yeah. Their hair.
But you get characters that you can like buy all the equipment from, so you don't have to physically go to the location.
Classic building out your base and
right.
So and that's like within the city as well. This little pub.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. You just walk out the door and you're just right in the middle of things, like right in the main area.
Cool. Are you playing on PS4?
I'm on PS5. I am playing on my PS5.
Got it. But I guess this is a PS4 game, though, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Not crazy, but yeah, that's cool. I'm sure the idea of like having one main area, I imagine like getting around is going to be a lot faster too.
Yeah, it can. One thing I will say is you don't really have a good traversal option for these wide open areas.
Like a sprint or something.
Like, you can sprint, but it's not all that fast. Like, honestly, it very much is like Legend of Zelda like Ocarina of Time where it's faster to just roll everywhere.
Yeah, got it. Man, this is cool. This is very different than what I expected.
Yes. I really like it. You have little quests across the city, you have little landmarks. You have all sorts of stuff.
I love JRPG towns.
Mm-hmm.
So a game that is basically 50% a town, I'm here for.
Oh, I would say it's far more than 50% town.
I guess it's like 50% before you even get out of the town.
Yeah. But like you expand and can unlock different areas in the town.
How long did it take you to like get through it?
Let's see.
So you're at the end now.
I had issues where I actually, for those of you listening, my game crashed a bunch. That's one issue. I don't know if it's because it's like it's the PS5, or what.
Yeah.
But I did have issues where that's Aprilis on the screen.
Got it. She does look like a spooky witch lady.
Yes. She has a really interesting story. That's one of the things I really liked about this game and was impressed by is the characters in here, for the most part, have pretty good stories to them. There is a New Game Plus mode that you can do, which lets you carry over your levels, skills, your equipment, consumables, materials and ingredients, gold, ritual relics, which help in the Grimwald Nox kind of raid segments. Those are back as well. Different playthrough stuff, map exploration and treasure locations, all sorts of stuff. So after you beat the game, you can go back and...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you can... It has easy, normal, hard, nightmare, inferno, and lunatic mode.
Lunatic mode.
Yeah. So...
Although if you can do them on New Game Plus, that softens the blow a little bit.
So you also get bonuses if you have save data for Lacrimosa of Dana and Memories of Salsetta.
Of course, I played Ys 8 on Switch, so I won't get anything for this. But
so yes, you save data acquired. Sure. So this is the New Game Plus. This will take us back to the beginning. But overall, like I've really had a good time with Ys 9. Minus the crashes I found, which I have let Falcom know, or NIS know about it, so hopefully they'll come. And I don't know if it's so much because I'm playing on PS5 or what, but
yeah, there's a lot of unknowns right now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of the reason why I didn't get Salsetta, the most recent Ys game last summer, right? Or spring, was because I knew 9 was coming, but also the idea of like I had pretty recent, like 2019, I played Ys 8, I think, or 2018, and I like that game, but it is kind of like just the same loop over and over again, and it's satisfying that way. So I wasn't really sure if I wanted to commit to that again, but hearing that this is so different, I'd already been waiting out like to scratch that kind of grindy itch. But also hearing that you're kind of like hanging out in a town over and over again is really cool.
Yeah. I would definitely give it a shot. I think it was a lot of fun.
I'm sold, dude. This is
the traversal. It's like anime Batman, like Batman Arkham, like Arkham City anime mixed with Zelda. It's like, yeah,
it's awesome.
It's very, very cool. Chronologically, this is the latest game in the franchise.
Yeah, is Adel completely amnesiac at this moment? Or
no, he remembers everything.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is a real departure for the series.
So he didn't get shipwrecked at the beginning. He has his memory. He knows what's going on.
He's ostracized in a different way,
Yes,
just in prison.
and only briefly, because we are playing the beginning of the game right now, but we are escaping from the big prison, the Balduke prison, which is what this town is known for. But yeah, this is a far darker. It's got a very dark story to it.
See,
dark
this was the
motif.
Adol
Yeah.
Sprite I was expecting also.
Yeah.
Much more calm. less like moody.
Yeah.
But of course you're gonna put down your crazy max power sword.
Oh yeah, well, so in my main game, like I crafted all the legendary weapons for all the characters. I crafted the legendary like ultimate armor for everybody. I got all sorts of the items. I got like all sorts of crazy stuff. I got cloaks that boost your stats depending on distance traveled or enemies slain. So yeah, I rocked pretty hard. And now on Lunatic, it's like, yeah, I'll need to.
Yeah, I bet. I can't imagine how tough it'll be. You're also like max level from the beginning of the game, which is
right.
Nice. Hopefully these guys just like fucking destroy you or something. That'd be so funny.
that would be something for sure. But no, I'm very anxious to see where the series kind of progresses from here. One of the things that one hit kill.
Good, great.
One of the cool things, there's a lot of nods to old games in this series. One of the really fun things was when I crafted Adol's legendary sword for the first time. There was like a little cutscene that played, and it's like, because you have hand your blacksmith the recipe for how to make, like, forge them and stuff. They're holy weapons from like this war that happened 5 centuries ago, and he makes Adol's, and you have kind of like a dialogue tree option of a couple choices, and Dogi mentions, man, that's a really, really cool sword, and one of the selections is Adol just thinking, I'm gonna lose it, aren't I? Because like that's his thing. Like he always will lose. Like
he's gonna get shipwrecked at some point.
Something. But this is Aprilis right now. This is actually where Adol gets turned into the Crimson King.
Gets that emo haircut.
Yeah. He grows. It just magically. The magic pistol just magically changes his clothes.
She's got a gun.
Yeah.
Somebody just screams like, "Oh my god, she's got a gun!"
Yeah. Adol retains his memories, but he instantly gets capped.
Yeah, exactly.
He just instantly gets shot.
The first gunshot in all of East, and Adol just gets bopped.
It's like, damn. But it gives him a pretty cool like vampire like outfit and instantly grows his hair, so that's kind of nifty.
Yeah, he's got the dark highlights in there now.
Mm-hmm. The emo hair over the eye cut.
Oh yeah, I'm rocking that cut right now. I totally get it.
Yep, you and me both.
No, this is cool. I'm like fully on board. I'm excited to play it.
Yeah. I would definitely highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I would say this probably took me close between like 35, 40 hours. I want to see if I can find, I'll probably have to go into the journal to see how long my playtime is. Because these past like 4 days have been a blur, honestly.
Yeah, you've been playing nonstop, so.
So Adol does have some voice work in this one.
Ooh.
So there are a couple lines, so that's kind of nifty. He's normally a very silent protagonist.
Yeah. Seems like they're kind of edging him in that like persona protagonist direction.
Yeah, I would say that's a very apt comparison. Records. So 34 hours.
Okay.
It took me to beat it. And I did a good amount of the
side stuff.
Side stuff.
Like, yeah.
So there's a bunch of places you can explore, as you can see.
Yeah,
and there's places I haven't even I didn't even explore or find in my first playthrough. Tons of monsters to fight. Tons and tons and tons and tons. Tons and 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 tons.
How many palette swaps though? Be real.
Not a whole lot of palette swaps. I think this also might take into account like stronger versions of said monsters, but then you have all the crafting equipment, and then you have all the different help options and
all the tutorials,
the Grimwald Nox notes, and the different stuff. Different battles. I've defeated 4,300 monsters, and all sorts of things. So I have progressed 310 Krimlai, which I'm guessing is like miles.
or kilometers, some kind of allegory.
Yeah. But yeah, there's tons of things to check out and explore and do here in Balduke in the Monstrum Nox.
So that little grappling hook, that's like your first traversal ability?
Yeah, that's Addle's. They're called gifts. So each of the Monstrum have specific things called gifts, which serve as like their traversal or their special ability.
Yeah.
So these are his skills that I've maxed out. So let's do. I like that one. No.
Oh, he's got like a little ponytail and everything.
Oh yeah. It made his hair grow whenever he turns into the Crimson King. His hair grows. He gets an ascot and his hair grows.
This alt shot of him here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the perspective shot.
I will say I very, very much like the art in this game. Like the character arts and artwork. Very, very.
Yeah, it seems really good. And I haven't seen as much of it, but it's very classic, but it looks great.
Yeah. But yes, he is the Crimson King, and his super special is called the King of Rubius.
Yeah.
Because that sounds anime-like.
Of course. And yeah, this looks so fun.
Yeah. So if you're more into more fleshed out zones like cities and stuff and exploring that, I think this will be a great entry point into the East franchise. These are very fast games. They're a very fast action RPG. It's like fast Zelda.
Yeah.
There's dungeons, there's traversal, there's things to explore.
There's crafting. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a lot I really like about this game. And
yeah, I was gonna say, like, now that with this done, would you say that this is a good jumping in point, or would you recommend like a different one to start with first?
I would think either East 8 or East 9 would be a good jumping in point, just because if you like more of the smaller locations and more of exploring cities and soaring across treetops, stuff like that, then I think this would be a better starting in point. But if you like exploring wide open areas and stuff, then go with Lacrimosa. I think you really can't go wrong with either, because I think both are fantastic.
Yeah. And East 8 has a fun mystery to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure this one does too.
Yeah. There's some really good mysteries in it. It definitely gets JRPG crazy towards the end with the reveals, but that's what I'm here for. I mean, that's why I love this genre.
This guy's not going down in one hit, at least.
Yeah, this is... So each, basically, zone has a mini-boss, and this is the King of Rubius, his extra attack. A giant, like, twister tornado.
That was a very effective killing maneuver.
Indeed. So each dungeon will basically have a mini boss and then a final boss at the end. So each chapter of this game, there's 9 chapters in total, features a fairly similar format. So things happen, you get a bunch of side quests which increase your Nox value so you can unlock a new zone After you unlock a that new zone, there'll be you find a pathway into like some ruins, which will lead into the prison where everything is, all the mystery is centered around. There's this prison, and those ruins serve as this game's dungeons.
Got it.
And then there's some other stuff that goes down that is really crazy that I won't spoil. But then you go through, you beat the boss. Each one of those dungeons, you're usually joined by a new member of the Monstrum team. Because everyone else except Adol has been fighting the Grimwald Nox for a while now. But everyone's kind of on their own. So Adol brings everyone together, is like a cohesive party, as it were. So each chapter you unlock a new Monstrum as like a playable party member who gives you new traversal options, which unlocks new areas to explore and go back to, kind of Metroidvania style-esque.
Yeah.
And then you progress and keep going until the final chapter and you beat the game. So
excellent.
Yeah.
I think that's East 9. I'm super stoked to play. When is this out?
This is out February 5th. So if you are listening to this, this will be Friday when embargo lifts. So it will be next Tuesday, I want to say. This upcoming Tuesday, February 5th.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for this now.
Yes. Very
Totally
good.
cool format for this kind of game.
Yeah. I really like the traversal and hunting down items and going back and stuff. So give it a play. I think you'll be I think people will really enjoy this game.
Yeah,
there's our boy
cool.
Dogi.
There's Dogi. Does he always have blue hair?
Yep.
Damn.
Yep,
it looks
the
like
goatee I want to say is new.
Sure.
And he hasn't had the fade on the side, but yeah, this is Adol, I want to say, is like 24 or 25 in this one. So
yeah, he looks older.
Mm-hmm. He's been adventuring for 7 years, I think they said. And
cool.
at the point in this game. But yeah. So this is Monstrum Nox.
Cool. Thanks for showing it off, Scott.
Of course, dude. Thanks for joining me. And as always, everybody, if you want to see more East goodness, you can check Irrational Passions for my review. It should be live right now. Be sure to listen to next week's RPG University, where I talk about East 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, the game that came out prior to this, and there might be actually a surprise with that episode, so be sure to give that a listen. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, be kind to one another, stay irrational. Talk to you later.
Bye.